After the repository, I'm going to talk about the wiki for a second. There's not a whole lot of settings for the wiki. Basically, it's just what the start page is called. Modules are controlled by the manager from the Settings tab under the Modules section. I'm going to go ahead and add in the Wiki module. So the issue tracking, I can add the repository also. The issue tracking is kind of what gives you an idea of what still needs to be done, what the current status of the project is, all that kind of fun stuff. The wiki is a little bit of inbuilt documentation for your project. Either it can be for your own developers, or you can even use it to develop the end user documentation for your tool as you go. Or there are some scenarios where you might only use the wiki. You're using your entire Redmine project as a wiki. It really depends on what you need to do. Okay, so I've added the wiki. So there's now another tab on the top here called Wiki. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Real quick, jump back to settings for a second. You'll notice there's a settings for Wiki. The only option in here is the start page. This is just what the beginning page for your project is called. By default, it's just Wiki. I'm going to go ahead and call mine Demo, just because I can, and hit Save. And when I click on the Wiki link on the navigation bar here, what that's going to do is that's going to jump to the Wiki page with the name specified under Settings, which in this case is Demo. So here we go. Initially, the wiki doesn't exist. So I'm presented with an empty page, and I'm able to edit it. Just for fun, I'm going to say this is the wiki page. Go and hit Save down at the bottom here. All right. So you'll notice on the top here we have this nicely formatted kind of bold header type thing saying Demo. If you'll recall, though, a second ago when we were looking at the raw text, all it said was h1.demo. So there is some syntax, formatting going on here. Redmine uses what's called Textile. It uses Textile Formatting, which is not unique to Redmine. There's documentation for it out on the web. Redmine doesn't implement the full Textile syntax, but it implements a whole lot of it. There's a text formatting help link to the upper right of the wiki editing window. If you go ahead and click on that, it'll pull up a short kind of inline quick reference tab. And if you scroll down through that, there's going to be more information linked at the bottom. This will take you to even more detailed information about what kind of formatting you can apply to your wiki. This is not complete. And if you're trying to do something that isn't explained in the quick reference and isn't explained in the more help, in the more information section, feel free to check out Google and look up textile syntax formatting and see if you can make it work. All right. So real quick, the way you create more wiki pages, as with most wikis, is you need to say next page in double square braces, then go ahead and hit Save. So now I have a bullet list. That was what the asterisk did. Now I have a red link called Next Page. If I click on that, it'll take me to an editing page because it doesn't exist yet, and I can go ahead and just edit from here. So you can kind of build your documentation and structure as you go. Just create links to pages you want to create, save the document, click on the link, and you'll be creating the new page. So that's the basics of wiki editing. One thing to note about this textile syntax formatting that I just mentioned is it can actually be applied to pretty much any text box in Redmine. For example, if I click on this, this demo feature that I created a half second ago, which was add modules, I'll go ahead and update that because I just added a wiki module. Added a wiki module. Go ahead and change done to say 50%. Say H2 comments. I'll go ahead and create a table. And all this is textile format for tables. If I hit Save, actually stop. There's a preview button. I'm going to click that. What does that do? You'll notice that it basically renders the result of your edit below the editing window. So you can use that to check your syntax real quick and make sure it's actually doing what you think it is. If it is, go ahead and hit Submit. It'll be added. And here on the update bar, I have a header, comments, and a table, just like it was the wiki. All right. One fun thing about the wiki is there's a lot of Redmine specific syntax you can do. Unfortunately, I don't have a repository right now, so I can't really show you. But this is a Git repository. And so commits are going to be large hashes Basically, there's not going to be a version number or anything. If I wanted to reference a specific commit in the repository that I'm tracking, I can actually write something in the wiki like commit, colon, and then some commit number. I don't have one, so I can't actually demonstrate it, unfortunately. But what this would do is it would create a link to that specific commit in the repository. Let's save here just for fun. What I can do is I can create a link to an issue. So remember that ID I mentioned a second ago, the issue ID? In this case, I have 166, which, like I said, is just a unique identifier. It has nothing to do with your project or anything like that. But it is a unique identifier. And I can use that in the wiki to link to a specific issue. Like I can say, in this case, the syntax is to use the hash sign or the pound symbol, hash 166. Go ahead and hit save. And now I have a link. It says hash 166, and if I click on that, it'll actually take me to that issue in the project. So you can have all kinds of fun cross-linking between different modules, help get the thing organized. That's all I'm going to say about the wiki for right now.